BAMA&BOWSE back, and we got a Big Ten preview here for you today. Bowles, you got anything you want to add before we get into the breaking it down?
Hey, super pumped, man. Super pumped to be back. Had some difficulties last week, guys. Had a pretty busy week. That's why there was no videos out last week. But hey, we're back. We're ready to do the damn thing. Bama, what do you got for him?
All right, first team we got Illinois. Their 2019 record was 6-7. Not too bad. Not good though, but they bring back 14 starters total. They got 9 on offense, 5 on defense. They got Brandon Peters, their quarterback, back. Good group of receivers back for Lovie Smith, but they lost Reggie Corbin and Dre Brown. But this will be interesting. Lovie Smith. What do you got? What do you got to say, Bells?
Yeah, and I'm a big Lovie Smith guy, of course. Big Chicago Bears fans. For anybody that doesn't know that about me yet. Love Lovie Smith. Of course, his first few years there, he started off kind of rough. Only won 3 Big Ten games, and then he comes to last year. The guy posts 4 conference victories, and that's awesome. They got to a bowl game. As you noted, they got Brandon Peters coming back. That's huge. But to me, I think the big point of this team is they got some defensive studs coming back. Jake Hansen, linebacker, safety Sidney Brown. Their turnover margin was pretty dang good last year. You just don't know. I think this team's going to go as far as Brandon Peters can take them.
Okay, having said that, let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they open with Illinois State, Redbirds. I mean, I think we can go ahead and pencil that in as a dub.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Yukon Huskies come to town September 12th. What are you thinking on that?
Yeah, Lovey. I think Lovey's going to have these guys ready to go for sure. I think UConn comes to town and they move to 2-0.
Got another game for the first off week against Bowling Green. What do you?
Ooh. Now, also for anybody that doesn't know, I am a Bowling Green State University student. Go Falcons. However, I just don't see them getting it done against Illinois here. Illinois will move to 3-0.
All right, they'd come off the bye week and play Rutgers. Yeah, you got to give them a dub on that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, they start creeping into conference play, but yeah, I see them getting a 4-0 right there, which is a tremendous start. That's a tremendous start to their season.
Then they go at Nebraska. I think this is where their undefeated season comes to a halt.
You say that.
4-1.
I got them 5-0. I think they beat Nebraska.
We'll see.
They're gonna get one. That's the thing, boy. That's the thing about Lovie Smith. They're gonna get one of those weird games, and Nebraska's not even gonna be a weird game. I don't think. I think we'll just beat them.
Okay. After that, at the Nebraska game, they go back to Purdue. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Are they at Purdue this year?
No, it's at home.
Yeah. You know what, man? Starting 3-0 in the Big Ten is gonna be tough, but I think I think they can do it. I think Lovie can do it.
That's a 6-0 start going into Minnesota, and I'm telling you right now, I'm rowing the boats if I see that team there.
Oh yeah. We get there now, especially that's in Minnesota, correct?
No, that's actually at home.
That's at home. Whoo! Yeah, I'm still gonna go Minnesota as well.
Row the boats. 6-1 after Minnesota at Wisconsin. Now that's another loss there.
Yeah, on Wisconsin.
6-2 going into Iowa. I mean, I think
at Iowa.
Too. No, that's actually at home. My fault.
Yeah, I'll still take the Hawkeyes in that one.
6-3.
We giveth and we taketh away.
At Indiana. After Iowa, what's your thoughts?
You said they're at Indiana?
Yeah.
You know what? They're gonna get back on track, and I'm hoping. I don't want to see them go on a 3-game skid, so maybe they can pull off one of them other games. But if they don't, then I see them collecting that winning streak back up at Indiana.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. If they got to pull that one out because 7-3 going in Ohio State sounds a lot better
Mm.
than 6-4 going in Ohio State was.
Yeah, but I just, as much as I love Lovie Smith, I don't think it really is a big difference if they go in 10-0 or 100-0 or 1,500,000,000. I think Ohio State's going to take them to the cleaners.
So that's 7-5. No, wait, 7-4 after Ohio State going into Northwestern. That's a
You
tough
know
game
what?
at Northwestern
That
too.
is going to be a tough game, and I will take tough people to prevail in tough times. Give me Lovie Smith.
So 8-4. All
Mm-hmm.
right, let's check out the over under. I mean, that's got to be an over there.
Oh, it'll definitely be an over. They're probably what I'd say 5 and 6.5 somewhere around there.
5 wins.
Woo! Woo! Bowser. Wow. Yeah. uh, is it crazy that I said 8? I had 8, but I still feel uncomfortable
Yes.
saying over.
Yeah.
But you know what? If the over under is 5, give me the over for sure. Give me the over Illinois.
Yeah. I mean, especially that last game against Northwestern. I know they had an off year last year, but they're
Hey,
still a
don't
very
don't
good
be
coach.
swayed by me. You go ahead if you want. If you think it's under, go under. I'm just saying, don't be persuaded.
Oh, I mean, that's an easy over. I mean, because I have
Mm-hmm.
them at least like 6-7 wins. I mean,
Give them a
but
little room for error. I like it.
okay, let's move on to the next team. We got Indiana.
Mm.
Got anything to say about Indiana? Let's lead us off here.
You
You can lead
oh
us
you
off.
you want me to start us off with Indiana?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, Indiana. They're coming off a pretty darn good season last year. 8 victories. Okay, they're returning 7 starters. Michael Penix Jr. needs to stay healthy this year, right? He missed a lot last couple years. We got to see kind of where these guys' mindset is. Their defense was solid. They get 9 starters back. They got a great corner in Taiwan Mullen, linebacker Mika McFadden. I mean, they got some players, but my thing with Indiana is, can they stay healthy? Yeah, can they stay healthy for this run? So run for this season. Let me let's see how healthy they can stay, and hey, they could be a wild card, right? What do you say,
well,
Bama?
I'll say this. Last year, I mean, they I forget what their 2018 record was, but it was pretty bad. They brought in a new strength and conditioning coaches, and they improved to one of the best records they've had in I think it was 20, 30 years. I mean,
Yeah,
they lost those
long time.
strength and conditioning coaches, but I mean, they're still implementing the same stuff there. So, I mean,
Hey, but
heck,
and I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm over here saying, well, if they need to stay healthy, they need to stay healthy. And if they went out and they fired their strength and conditioning coach, got a new guy in there, then hey,
no, they
maybe
didn't
they
fire him.
noticed.
They left for a new
He
job.
left. Oh well.
They left. They
Hey,
left for the
maybe he
job.
realized. Maybe
The
he realized that the kids couldn't stay healthy.
yeah, I mean, they were actually from Indiana, and they just left for their dream job at Alabama. But
Hmm.
you're on the right track there. I mean, but I mean, if they're still implementing the same stuff, I mean, but how much at a peak have they like set? I mean, 8-5 for Indiana. I mean, that's a good season for them. All right, let's
Oh
move on.
yeah.
Let's move on to their schedule. Indiana, we got at Wisconsin the open the season.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start off with an L right there.
I have to
Boy,
agree with
that's a
you.
tough game. That's a tough game to start out.
Then you play Western Kentucky. I mean, that's a
Uh, yeah. Give me the Hoosiers.
yeah. I think that one's a little closer than people think, though, man.
You know what? I actually see that being a more comfortable game.
Really,
I do.
Western
I
Kentucky
do.
usually is a. I mean, coming off Wisconsin too, I'm thinking they're gonna be a little beat up too, though. But
Could be.
I mean, I think they win the game though. no doubt. So you got 1-1 going into Ball State. Give them another dub at Ball State. 2-1 at
Hmm.
UConn.
Yeah, they beat UConn.
3-1. Got an off week going into Maryland.
Ooh, you know what? Hmm. Going into Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
are they at
Oh, no,
Maryland?
they're at home. They're at home.
Oh yeah, give me the Hoosiers, man.
Nah, I'm siding with Maryland on that one, in my opinion. But we'll say 4-1, 4-1, right there, right there. Going into Rutgers, that'd be make 5-1.
Hmm.
Against Michigan State, they're 5-1 going into Michigan State.
Oh man. This one's gonna be tough for me. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. We got Mel Tucker coming. I'm a big Mel Tucker fan. I think he can do great things in East Lansing. Beast Lansing. Um, man, it's gonna be exciting. One thing that kind of worries me though, that we talked about is they were unable to have these spring practices, right, with the whole COVID-19 thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Does that really affect them terribly this fall when it comes down to the nitty gritty? I don't know, man, but I think I got to side with my guy right here. I'm gonna go Mel Tucker getting the win against Indiana.
Well, before you make that pick, you got to think they have Penn State and Ohio State coming up. So if they don't win there, they're not going to win for a good bit.
Well, that's true, but if you also tell me that they're gonna go play Michigan State with Ohio State looming, that could be a little bit
Well,
of a
Penn
look ahead
State's
spot.
after and then Ohio State, but
Oh, either way, I mean, in my opinion, Ohio State, Penn State are going to be 1-2 in the conference. So,
yeah,
or could be.
5-2. So 5-2, 5-2 after Michigan State.
Hmm.
Then you have Penn State. I mean, that's a loss there. 5-3. At Ohio State, you're not winning there.
No.
Five and 4. You got Illinois up next. What do you think on that?
Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with my guy Lovey Smith again, right there.
I was seeing if you're gonna pick it the other way there. Five
Yeah, I
and
was gonna try
five.
not to.
5 and 5 going into at Michigan. You're not winning at the big house. You're not winning
No,
at the big house.
I got Michigan. Harbaugh needs to do something this year.
5-6 going into Purdue to become bowl eligible. Do they do it or do they not?
They do. A
Six
big
and
in-state rivalry, they do it.
6-6. And let's take a look at the over under. What do you think it's going to be? You want to take a guess at this one?
If I had to guess, so this is Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Let me go between 4.5 and 5.5.
Ooh, you're way off. Seven and a
Wow.
half.
Oh my goodness.
At 6-6, that puts them under.
One under. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go under there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think 7.5 is way too high. Personally, I mean,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
that schedule seems kind of brutal. Let's see. We have Iowa up next.
Ooh, the
And
Hawkeyes.
mm-hmm. Let's see. I'll start it off this time. Iowa had a pretty good season, 10-3, and they bring back 12 starters, 7 on offense, 5 on defense. They're always a very good coach team. They bring back. They don't bring back Nate Stanley, their
No, they
quarterback.
got Spencer Petras is going to have to
Mm-hmm.
guide that offense this year.
Mm-hmm. But they usually always have a pretty stout offensive line and D line. They're always well coached. I mean, I look forward. I always love watching the teams. This team play because they just always a good coach football team, and they're not gonna make silly mistakes. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Kirk Ferentz is a hell of a coach. I'm really excited to see running back Tyler Goodson perform this year. They got an Indiana transfer, Coy Cronk, adds to their offensive line. Defense was solid last year, gave up 14 points a game, but they are going to have to fill a few of those spots on the D line. Man, it might be a tough season there for Kirk Ferentz.
Okay. Let's go into the schedule, and we'll find out how tough this season's gonna be. Okay, we got Northern Iowa Panthers first game. That's a dub.
Yeah, I agree.
Going into Iowa State, this is if you remember last year, this got to be the longest game because it was delayed for about 6 hours, if I remember correctly. And
Yeah, something crazy.
yeah, and then I think they won by 2 points or so. I think Iowa did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But then Iowa State, I just thought Iowa State winning this game though this time, man. I just think I just think they got too much, and Iowa is going to be in a little bit down this year. So I say they're 1-1. What do you
hmm
think?
I agree.
All right, then they go at Minnesota. I mean, I think they lose back to back, man. I really like
Yeah,
Minnesota.
I agree.
I think Minnesota's my dark horse, so I gotta pick Minnesota there. All right, you got 1-2 going into NIU Huskies.
Yeah, I think they'll beat Northern Illinois.
2-2 going into Michigan State. What do you think? That's a tough
I'm
game,
I'm
ain't it?
rolling. I'm rolling with my guy Mel Tucker, man. I think he's gonna be able to pull out those games like right there.
I agree with you, but I think here you got to be thinking they're those next week they got at Ohio State, then they got at Penn State after that. If they gotta win, they gotta win one of these somewhere.
Right.
And but two, I mean, I agree with you though. I think Mel Tucker does get them there. 2-3 going in Ohio State. I'm gonna say 2-4 after Ohio State, 2-5 after at Penn State.
Yeah, I agree.
Then Northwestern. How brutal
They'll
is
beat
that?
Northwestern.
See,
That's a
I
brutal stretch.
mean, I'll say they should beat Northwestern, but I understand if they don't, man, because they got to be beat up going after Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan State. Michigan State's gonna play physical too. I mean, maybe not as
Right. Yeah.
physical as Ohio State and Penn State, but that team's gonna be beat up, man. But what I say it was 2-4.
Yep.
Wait, let's see. Okay, they have an off week after Northwestern. I think it might be 2-5 actually. Let's me count. 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 3-5 after Northwestern going into Illinois. What's your thoughts?
Mm. Lovey. I think Lovey pulls this one out. Tough season for Kirk Ferentz, huh?
You can say that again. That'd be 3-6 going in Nebraska.
Yeah, they'll beat Nebraska.
See, I'm not so sure on that, but well, yeah, they probably will. Let's be honest, man. Nebraska. I always hate betting on them, especially 4-6 after Nebraska. 4-6 going into Purdue. What's your thoughts? That's at Purdue.
I think they beat Purdue.
That's 5-6 going into Wisconsin. Do they become bowl eligible?
No, they don't.
And that's actually a home game. My fault. I didn't mean to say at Wisconsin.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think so.
So 5-7.
Mm.
What do you think the
It's
over
so
under for
weird
this team
saying
is?
that. Boy, 6.5 to 7, 6.5 to 8.
7 wins. So they just thinks they're gonna have an off year this year too. I mean,
Well, we said 5, right?
5-7 was the record.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go under. Go under.
I agree, 100%. I mean, let's see, and then we have next team we have Maryland. Coach Locks in his second year. They bring back 7 on offense, 4 on defense. I like what Locks is doing. He, he's bringing in good recruiting classes, and I mean, they had to replace Anthony McFarland at running back, but
He was a beast.
mm-hmm. But Lotz is getting his guys in there, and you know, he pulled a 5-star wide receiver. He flipped him, and he's number 2 overall wide receiver. You get him coming in. You get Tua's brother transferring. I don't know if he's going to be immediately eligible or not, but if he is, I mean, they'd be dangerous. What do you got to say, Bells?
Oh yeah, I agree. Maryland's going to be. How exciting were they last year, starting the season, scoring all those points. They scored 62% of their season points in their first 3 games. 62%.
That's a good
Isn't that
amount.
crazy?
That is crazy.
So they still got Josh Jackson coming back. They lost Anthony McFarland. Man, that gave up a ton of sacks last year. Their defense gave up 42 points a game in Big Ten play. I mean, man, that's a lot. Maryland's a team that, I fell in love with them. Oh, their first 3 games, yeah, I love them. So I want to see, I want to see how they start off this season before I commit to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they play Towson to open up the year. I mean, that's a win. They're probably going to put
Yeah,
60 or 70 on them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the NIU Huskies, Northern Illinois Huskies. I mean, they should beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But
hey, this could look like the start of last year, right?
yeah, but then they got to go to Morgantown, West Virginia.
Oh yeah, I got the Mountaineers.
See, I mean, I differ on that one, man. I just, we'll see what happens. But I mean, I'm leaning Maryland right now. Because then they got a bye week before Minnesota. 3-0 is a lot better going to that bye week than 2-1, especially.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So we'll just say 3-0 this time.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the bye week against Minnesota. And I think they give Minnesota a handful, man. But I think the boats are still going to be rowing.
Oh yeah, rowing all over their face.
3-1 going into Indiana. At Indiana.
Man, oh man. You know what? Indiana's one of those teams. Remember where I said, "How will we know if they're gonna stay healthy?" This is a weird one, but I'm gonna go Indiana.
3-2 after Indiana going into Northwestern. At Northwestern. Man, that's a tricky game there.
Give me Maryland.
So 4-2
Mm-hmm.
after Northwestern. You got Wisconsin at home. 4-2. Do they upset the Badgers?
I don't think so.
4-3 after Wisconsin going into Rutgers. I mean, you gotta give them Rutgers, right?
I agree. Yeah.
5-3. Even though Rutgers, man, they are changing that program around, but it's gonna take a good bit.
Not yet. They aren't.
5-3 going into Michigan at the Big House. Do they beat Michigan at the Big House?
I don't think so. No, not this year.
5-4. They're sad after the Big House. They go. They get another home game against the Ohio State. Who do you got?
It's going to be in ass whooping for the whole game. Ohio State.
5-5. Or 4. Wait, let's see. Was it 5-5? Yeah, it's 5-5. Yeah, 5-5. 2 games left at Penn State. What are you thinking on that one?
Loss.
5-6. Coach Lodge wants to be bowl eligible. He's got Michigan State at home. Do they become bowl eligible?
Ooh, I think Mel Tucker reigns on their parade.
5-7 for Coach Lotz. Let's look at the over/under in Vegas. And what's your guess for the over/under?
6. I'll say 6.
Ooh, you're well off. 3.5 wins is the.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, it's definitely an over. I mean, they might even win a couple more games than what we said, but I mean that's definitely an
Yeah,
over. They're 5-7. I mean,
yeah,
then
give me
he.
the over.
Yeah, I agree 100%. All right, let's move on. We got the Michigan Wolverines up next.
Mm.
Yeah, they had a pretty good season, 9-4. But that's not what Michigan fans want. Michigan fans, they want to make the playoff. They want to beat Ohio State. They bring back 11 starters, 5 on offense, 6 on defense. They lose starting quarterback Shea Patterson and 4 starters on the offensive line. I'll say this though about Shea Patterson. He literally had his spurts. He looked pretty good one game. Then he play, but against some bad competition. But when they played good competition, he usually took a step back. I mean, I think that they'll probably have an upgrade, whatever they have put out there this year, because he just literally when he played good competition, he struggled in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. It all starts on defense though for them. They have 6 starters coming back on defense, so we'll see what Harbaugh does, and we'll see if he can finally get over the hump of beating Ohio State this year. What's your thoughts, Bows?
Yeah, yeah. My thing is, uh, these guys have the talent. You know, they're not short
Mm-hmm.
on talent, man. They just got to find the something like almost deep inside them to pull out something. And I don't know. Sometimes it's just like they're lifeless in some of these games. But I'm excited to see Josh Gaddis in his second season. I'm definitely excited to see the options at quarterback being Joe Milton and Dylan McCaffrey this year.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, you know, you got to remember too, they're bringing back 2 stud wide receivers, Nico Collins and Ronnie Bell. That's going to be huge. Of course, they still have the man Don Brown, D coordinator. And, you know, they at least got Cam McGrone and Dax Hill coming back. And hey, let's see what they can do. I've been high on them for the last couple of years, but this is definitely a spot where it's like, show me, like, you got to show people at this point that you can win. You can't just have the talent and have all the coaching staff and have everything, have all the tools to win and not win. We need to see them win, and I think this is the year that this is this has got to be do or die, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. He's filling the hot seat, man. If he loses to Ohio State, I feel like he's out of there. But let's look at
Mm-hmm.
their schedule, and we got a tough one to open up the year. You got at Washington. That's a pretty tough game, tough
They
environment.
have a tough schedule, yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna go Michigan there.
I agree 100%, man. I know Washington's a slight favorite right now, but I am leaning. I'm definitely going Michigan here. It's do or die for
Ooh,
Harbaugh. Then they got
I
Ball
like it.
State and Arkansas State before they play Wisconsin. That's 3-0 going into at home against Wisconsin. Games in Ann Arbor. Who are you going with?
Yeah, give me the Wolverines in Ann Arbor.
I agree. 4-0 going into Penn State at Ann Arbor. That's a tough
Gosh.
back-to-back games.
Oh man, this is just because I've been saying for the whole week. It's so funny. I've been saying the whole week easily. Ohio State and Penn State is my 1 and 2 in the conference, and now we get to this, and I'm a changed man. Give me the Wolverines at home.
I agree, man. I remember last year's game. It came down. Penn State jumped out on them quick. Michigan came back late in the game, and I think a drop pass tossed them. They would have tied it up. But Michigan, man, they should play really good in this game, especially at home. Even if it back to back tough slate game. Give me Michigan also. That's 5-0 going into at Michigan State, which would have a bunch of people on upset alert.
Yeah, I think it would, but under the circumstances, first year head coach, not sure what we're gonna get from him. Give me the Wolverines in that battle.
That's 6-0 going into at Minnesota.
Give me the Wolverines at Minnesota.
See, I'd say, man, I mean, I think Michigan should win the game.
Listen, I'll
Should
say
win the
this. I'll say this. If Michigan gets by Penn State, they are not going to lose to any team except the Buckeyes.
I don't know. Row the boats. I'm leaning. I would probably go with Minnesota there. If it is 6-0 going Michigan going in there. If they had a loss though going in there, let's just say they're 5-1, I'd probably give it to Michigan, but I don't know. That's just my way of thinking there. But I'll give them 7-0
I like it.
going into Purdue. They're 7-0 going into Purdue before a bye week. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, they're gonna beat Purdue. That's my thoughts.
8-0. After that, they have a bye week going into Maryland. 8-0. Does Maryland give them a scare?
No, not at all.
9-0 going into Rutgers.
No, they pound Rutgers.
10-0 going into Indiana.
Man, when's the last time Michigan's been 10-0? I mean, off the top of my head, I really can't think of it. I really can't. And now they're going to be 11-0 because they'll beat Indiana.
11-0. Yeah, it's been a while. I guess I think it dates back to since they've been probably 2006. Last time I remember. I mean, they were 10-1 going in Ohio State 2 years ago. But yeah. But yeah, you got them 11-0 going in Ohio State for the Big Ten probably for the Big Ten championship game on the line.
Man, how awesome would it be to get back to college football where we got an undefeated Michigan team meeting up with an undefeated Ohio State team at the end of the season?
That'd be pretty great.
Where's this game at? Is this in Columbus this year?
It is in Columbus.
Yeah, as much as I think Michigan can be great, I think they can be. I think they have all the pieces, but as long as Justin Fields is under center for that team and they still have the the wideouts and the running back stable they got, it's going to be hard to beat Ohio State. You listen. You're going to have to knock off the champs.
I'll say this. I remember I think it was 2 years ago. Michigan came into the game a slight favorite, and then Ohio State just came out and they put like 60-something points on them that day. Last time it was there, and I'll say this, man. I just think Ohio State with Fields is just too much for them right now, just on paper. But we'll see.
Yeah, he's a special player.
We'll see how good that Ohio State defense is. It should be pretty good, but I mean they lost a lot. But I mean, we'll see how good they reload. But right now, got to say Ohio State beats them.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Does an 11-1 Michigan that let's just say Ohio State beats them by a last-second field goal. Does an 11-1 Michigan go to the playoff?
I think in this context, it's kind of an unfair question because we don't know what's going on in the rest of the country at this point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is it doable for sure? But you never know how these SEC teams will finish up and all these other great teams across the country.
I'll say this. Depends how they beat the other teams, but if them and Ohio State, it looks like they should both be in the playoff, man, and this Ohio State beats them with a walk-off field goal in Columbus. Yeah, I mean, you've got to be saying Michigan deserves a playoff thing if they're 11-1.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see that. I can for sure see that. And in my opinion, it would be great for college football.
Mm-hmm. Best 4 teams, though. Best 4 teams.
Yeah. Give me the best 4 teams. Right. Yeah, give me the best 4 teams. I agree.
All right, let's move on. We got Michigan State. Oh, wait, I actually skipped the over/under for Michigan. My fault.
No, we. Oh yeah.
Michigan. What do you think the over/under was for Michigan?
This might be low, but I'll say 9.5.
Maybe
it's 10.
It was 9.
Oh, 9. Ooh.
But you got a couple 50. Yeah, you gave them Wisconsin, Penn State. I mean, I could see that being an under. It just depends, man. Just depends what happens. Obviously in those 50-50 games.
Give me the over. Give me the over, Mark.
I'm gonna say over too. 9
Let's
just
go,
seems
baby.
low for Michigan.
I
All right, we
agree.
got Michigan State up next, and Michigan State, they lost their head coach. It's been there a very long time, but they get Mel Tucker, which he's pretty good. He was started out in the NFL, if I'm pretty sure, and then he was at Alabama a couple years. He was at Georgia as their D coordinator, and went to Colorado for like 1 year, and now he takes over. I mean, he has seven offensive starters returning, 3 on defense, but they have to replace 3 all conference level starters. But they got to figure out who their quarterback is. But they're always a good, sound football team, and I expect the same with Mel Tucker. What's your thoughts, Bows?
Yeah, man, super excited for this. I love Mel Tucker and Beast Lansing. I think it's going to end up being a great fit. Freaking one of the great defensive minds in college football is going to a team that is usually known for having great defenses. I think it's going to work out well. I think he's going to mesh real well with their fan base. Um, excited to see where they go at quarterback now that Lewerke's gone. And possibly Rocky Lombardi, Peyton Thorne, Theo Day. It'll be nice, man. They lost a couple of nice receivers in Cody White and Daryl Stewart, but they did get a Western Michigan transfer, Jaden Reed. That'll be solid. Um, let's see where they go at running back. I'm really excited to see this team, but like I said earlier, will the cancellation of spring practice really mess with these guys? Like, you got a new coach, a whole new system coming in.
Mm-hmm.
How comfortable are they going to be when it comes down to game time?
Agree 100%, man. It's gonna be a crazy year when it comes to that. But let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, they open with Northwestern. I mean, that's a tough game for a first time coach at
Yeah,
Michigan State, or
yeah,
first year coaching.
I think they're going to come out ready to go play for Mel Tucker. I think these guys are going to lay it on the line for this guy. I see this guy in my eyes as a real players coach, like a guy that people want to play for. And I guess you could say, well, he just up and left Colorado like that. How can you say that? But I don't know. I
Yeah,
really like Mel Tucker.
that's the
Yeah,
norm
it's a
for coaches
businessman.
now.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. I'm not saying it's the necessarily right thing, but it's this guy's life. It's what he wanted to do. So
I'll
more
say
power to him.
this: Pat Fitzgerald in his opening games, I seen the stat like it was like last year. He's like in 7 point, 7 point or under lines. He's 4-0. So just depending on what that line is, if you might want to be looking at that. Pat Fitzgerald's a very good underdog coach.
I agree.
But I'll take Michigan State. They should have more talent than Northwestern,
Hmm.
and give me Michigan State.
I
But
like it.
here we go. We got at BYU week 2.
Ugh, damn Mormons. Yeah, no, I'm taking Mel Tucker, baby.
That's an interesting game. BYU usually has a pretty solid squad. I think BYU opens with Utah, if I'm not mistaken.
I
So
believe so.
that'd be coming off that game.
Big
So
rivalry.
so give me Michigan State fellas after that rivalry game. I mean, never know what the team spirit's gonna be like. But let's say they're 2-0 going into Toledo.
Ooh. Yeah, they're gonna beat the Rockets.
3-0. This is an interesting schedule. I'll say this is one of the more interesting non-conference schedules I've seen. They play Miami week 4.
Jeez.
This
Yeah,
is
give
pretty
me
tough.
that is Miami, Florida, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me the Hurricanes right there.
I agree 100%. Got a transfer quarterback in there who's tearing stuff up at Houston. This will be
Yeah, Derek King, baby.
mm-hmm. Miami's gonna be a force this year. 3-1 after Miami though, going into at Iowa.
Ooh, ooh. You know what? I think I picked Mel Tucker earlier. He's gonna go in there and kick their ass. I still believe that.
You did pick Mel Tucker earlier, and that is 4-1 going into Michigan. We already wrote that down as a loss. So
Yes, we did.
4-2 going into Ohio State. 4-3 after Ohio State, pretty much, right? Wouldn't you agree?
That's correct.
4-3 going into at Indiana.
Yeah, give me Mel Tucker.
5-3 after Indiana, and they play Minnesota at home.
Hmm. I will
Row the
unfortunately have
boats.
to row the boat right there. Yes, I agree.
Row the boat. So what do we have it as now? 4-4.
I think so, somewhere around there.
So 4-4 after that game going into Penn State.
Loss.
4-5 going into Rutgers.
Win.
They're at home at Rutgers actually. All right, 5 and I think that'll make 5-6 actually going into at Maryland.
I think they beat the Terrapins.
To become bowl eligible, they beat Maryland, so 6-6. Okay, and let's look at the over under for the Michigan State.
I would say over under for Michigan State. What? 5.5.
You're close. 4.5.
Ooh, wow. You know what? Give me the over.
I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, I think Mel Tucker. Michigan State's always gonna have tough players. It's just the culture around there, and I think it's. I agree. I think it's gonna be an over. All right. After Michigan State, you knew we have next, Bows.
Ooh, Michigan,
No, sir. We
Ohio
already
State.
we already did Michigan. Not Ohio State either. They
Ooh,
they they overachieved last year.
Indiana.
No, sir.
Ooh,
Minnesota.
hmm.
Minnesota coming off an 11-2 record. They beat Auburn in the bowl game. They rode the boats on them. They bring back 9 offensive starters, 4 on defense. They bring back the whole offensive line. They bring back their quarterback, Tanner Morgan. Now, this guy is supposed to be the truth, man. But he's missing a bunch of his playmakers, but 2 of his playmakers. But this is a very good coach football team. And I'll tell you what, man, I would love to play for their coach. This guy seems like he makes it so fun. What's your thoughts, Bowles?
Yeah, I'll say this first and foremost. I think Minnesota will win the West Division of the Big Ten this year and have that spot in the Big Ten title game.
Ooh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I believe it.
Bold, man. That's bold. All right, let's take a look at their schedule. They open with Florida Atlantic Owls.
That's a win.
I agree 100%. Tennessee Tech next. That's 2-0 going into
Win.
Iowa. At
Win.
they have Iowa at home actually. 3-0. BYU
Win.
4-0 going into at Maryland.
Oh, that's going to be a tough win.
5-0 going into at Wisconsin. You remember your
Oh
prediction
my
now?
gosh.
Remember your
That's going
prediction
to be
now?
so tough at Wisconsin. On Wisconsin, I don't give a flying beep. Give me the Gophers. The Golden
6-0 going into. Well, they have Michigan at home.
Gophers. Yeah, I got Michigan right there. I think that defense is going to give Tanner Morgan enough problems. If he doesn't find enough help on the outside, enough playmakers, Michigan will give them enough issues.
It's be interesting because if we projected Michigan to be 6-0 going in this game also, and they're 6-0, it's got to be a
Ooh,
game day
big
game
game.
in Minnesota.
That
And
could be.
and I tell you what, man, I remember last year Minnesota had that home game against Penn State. Everybody was betting Penn State, Everybody was on Penn State. Minnesota came out and they just ran right through them.
They did.
So it might be another game like that, man. Just would you had that college game day atmosphere and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think Michigan's the more talented team, and Michigan should win that game. So we got 6-1 going to at Illinois. I think they're now 7-1, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
At Michigan State, they should win that game. Should. I mean, what do you think? 8-1 or 7-2?
Yeah, 8-1.
Going into Purdue. I mean, they got Purdue at home. I'm sorry. 8-1.
Yep. Win that game.
9-1 off week. Then they got Northwestern. That's 10-1 at Nebraska for a 11-1 season. Do they beat Nebraska?
Yes, they do.
Man, 11-1. Man, that's pretty impressive. And going to the Big Ten championship game.
Where they will get beat by Ohio State.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that too right now. I mean, but let's look at the over/under. I mean, that's got to be an over.
That's got to be 9.5, right? 9.5, 10. That's pretty high. That's a pretty high number. Right, 8.
9 wins.
Oh, 9. 9. Yeah, give me the over. Give me the over.
I agree 100%. All right, next team we have Nebraska. Is this Scott Frost year?
No.
Should be his third year. I mean, he's got to do something, right?
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to improve for sure, but I don't see them causing enough threats anywhere to.
They went 5-7 last year. They bring back 10 offensive starters, 5 on defense. Scott Frost is really an offensive guy. A bunch of people labeled him as a offensive genius, but he's got Adrian Martinez back. I mean, he had an off year compared to his 2018 year, but they got some good wide receivers in J.D. Spillman and Wendell Robinson. But we'll see what happens, man. I mean, it's Scott Frost's third year. It's make it or break it time. What's your thoughts, Bowse?
Yeah. Let me see Adrian Martinez fully healthy, and hey, Wendell Robinson. Let's see if that can become a nice duo for them. But other than that, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Nebraska fans, man, they won some 1997 magic going on here in 94, where they had Tommy Armstrong and all those great years, and they won the championships. I mean, but I just don't think they're getting it done on the recruiting trail, man. Let's take a look at their schedule, though. Having said all that, all right, Bowse, they open with Purdue.
Win.
I agree. Central Michigan up next.
Win.
2-0. South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
Win.
3-0 going into Cincinnati. Good coach teams defensively. Man.
Give me the Bearcats right there.
I agree, man. Because Cincinnati, they always have a stout defense, and I think that's what they get them there. 3-1 going into Northwestern. What's your thoughts on that game at Northwestern?
Possible letdown spot. Give me the Cornhuskers in this one though.
4-1. Right before a bye week, you get Illinois. Who are you going with?
Yeah, give me Lovie Smith in that one.
4-2. Going into an off week, then they get Rutgers.
Yeah, they beat Rutgers.
5-2 going into at Ohio State.
Oh man. Yeah, Ohio State's taking them behind the woodshed.
5-3, then they get Penn State the week after.
Penn State might have a repeat performance of Ohio State.
5-4, they get at Iowa.
Yeah, I think they sneak by Iowa.
6-4 going into at Wisconsin.
Yeah, give me the Badgers in that one.
6-5. They play Minnesota. Can they get the 7 wins?
I don't think so. 6-6.
6-6. It is. Let's see. Let's take a look at the over-unders. What do you think for the over-under for this one, Bowles?
Nebraska 5.
6.5.
Jeez Louise. Wow, that's so we said 6-6. They got 6.5. Well,
Mm-hmm.
sounds easy enough, buddy. Give me the under.
Yeah, I mean, they got to win one of those 50-50 games. I guess you can look back and say that Cincinnati games, there's a chance for to be an over there. I mean, it comes down to that
Hmm.
one for them. But I'm gonna say under also. Just just don't like what I see so far from Sky Frost at Nebraska. I don't think he's getting the right recruits in there. But
Hmm.
it's my opinion on that. We'll see what happens though. Okay, now we got Northwestern up next. I'll have to say this about Northwestern. They're always a very good coach team. Last year they had a bit of a, I guess, like a fluke season. They went 3-9, but they bring. I mean, they were a very young team. I'll say they were last year. I mean, but this year they bring back 10 on offense, 9 on defense. So they got most of the whole team back that started. And I'll say this: I don't expect Pat Fitzgerald to. I'm expecting to be angry. To be honest, after that type of season, he's too tough of a coach to accept that much of a failure for season. I'd say, but you know, I'll say this though: they got a pretty stout quarterback from Peyton Ramsey from Indiana. But if he should pan out, this team should win at least 6 games, in my opinion. What's your thoughts, Bowles?
Yeah, I agree. Peyton Ramsey's going to be a big part of that. And another big part of that for me is running back Isaiah Bowser coming back healthy. Let's see if he can stay healthy, and let's see if this team can create a little bit of magic.
I'll say this too: is your liking of that guy's name because his last name's Bowser?
Oh, that's neither here nor there, Mark.
All right, let's take a look at their schedule. Uh, they play at Michigan State, which I think is a 50-50 game. But, you got to give that to Michigan State, in my opinion, because it's at Michigan State.
Yeah, yeah,
But then they got the Green Wave, the Tulane Green Wave coming in. Their
right.
first home game. I mean, what are you thinking on that?
Yeah, I think that'll be a win.
I agree 100%. 1-1 going into Central Michigan.
Win.
I agree 100%. 2-1 at Penn State. Do they upset Penn State at Penn
No.
State? 2-2 going into. They got a home game against Nebraska before a bye week. What do you think? 2-2 against Nebraska.
No, I think Adrian Martinez gets it done.
2-3 going into the off week. Then they have Maryland and Coach Locks coming in.
Ooh. Yeah, give me the Terrapins.
2-4 going into at Iowa.
At Iowa. You know what? If Pat Fitzgerald's going to pull off a stunt this year,
It's gonna have to be
by
that game.
damn it, it's going to be at Iowa.
3-4 after at Iowa. Then you go to Purdue. I think they beat Purdue.
I think they beat Purdue too.
4-4 going into Wisconsin. Well, they have Wisconsin at home.
That's a loss.
4-5. Then they play Morgan State. This is a that should be a win.
Yeah.
5-5. They play the Boats. Who are you going with?
Who do they play, you said?
Minnesota, the Boats.
Ooh.
Roll the boats.
Yeah, give me the Golden Gophers.
5-6. Going into Illinois. They get bowl eligible. Do they win the game?
No, Lovey Smith and his big white beard. Absolutely. Big gray beard. It looks white. Big gray beard absolutely shut them down.
5-7, man. And let's take a look at the over/under for this one.
4.5.
Five and
Probably
a
lower.
half.
Oh my gosh.
That is
Missing these
brutal.
close.
That is brutal.
Yeah, 5.5, and we said what, 6? Or if we said 5. Wow.
Yeah, we said 5. It was the get bowl eligible. That last game comes down to the whole over/under there.
Yeah, give me the under.
I agree. Under. I mean, I think they their record won't show how much they've improved, but I mean, with that tough of a schedule, though, man, I mean, just getting to 5 wins to 6 wins, somewhere around that range, is going to be really tough. But
Right.
let's move on. I said under. Let's go. All right, Ballas. Here we go. We have the reigning champs. They have won They have won the Big Ten since 2017. Ohio State Buckeyes. They bring back. Last year they had a 13-1 season. You know, they played Clemson. I mean, that game could have went either way. Clemson ended up pulling it out. But they bring back 6 offensive starters and 5 on defense. They lose Chase Young and their 2 cornerbacks and running back J.K. Dobbins to the draft. But, you know, at Ohio State, there's this term called reloading. They don't rebuild, they reload. And, you know, anytime you bring back Justin Fields, a man who's so accurate, throws one of the best balls I've ever seen, man, that he can really spin it, man. And you know, he's my favorite to win the Heisman Trophy this year. And you know, I think they're gonna lean on him early in the season, especially trying to bump in some new defensive starters and trying to find that next Chase Young. Look for Fields to put up numbers this year, man. I'm looking. I think he's gonna bring home the. Looking at it now, definitely, I think he's gonna bring home the Heisman Trophy, and I think he's a better prospect at the next level than Trevor Lawrence, my opinion. But we'll see. Bowles, you want to add anything?
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State pretty much makes this pretty easy for us. Even though they're only returning 3 defensive starters from last year, of course, losing, like you said, Chase Young, Malik Harrison, Jeff Okuda, Jordan Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man, they're gonna have Justin Fields coming into his sophomore season at Ohio State, or whatever, his second stint at Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
with under Ryan Day in that offense. They got Trey Sermon transferring over from Oklahoma. They have the coolest named running back in NCAA football. His name is Steel Chambers. I mean, how are you going to beat these guys? Like, where are you going to beat these guys? Their offensive line is still strong. I mean, they're strong everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to need some serious. They're gonna. I think they're going to need some serious mental lapses to really find a way to lose one of these games until they run into another top tier team, possibly in the playoffs.
I agree 100%, man. I just Fields is
We
deadly.
we can just go ahead and make this easy on everybody, Bama. I'm picking a W for every game of the season.
I agree, but I mean, I'll say this: every time Penn State, I mean, besides last year's game, Penn State games has usually been very tough, and I mean, I know they've been decided by 1 point, 3 out of the wait, let's see, one possession, 3 out of the last 4 years. So those games, that's not a gimme game against Penn State there, and it's at Penn State. And I know Ohio State has always had the more talented teams, but it's just something about Penn State that they just give them very close games. But
Yeah, I agree.
we'll see what happens, though. I mean, they should run through the schedule pretty easy. I mean, not as easy as Clemson, but I mean, there's no. I mean, they can just show up and they're gonna out talent everybody until the playoffs. I mean, and you know, I expect Fields to be holding that Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, I agree.
And the over under. Let's just see what the over under was for Ohio State. I mean, we picked them to go undefeated,
For
and
sure. It'll probably be what, 11, 11 and a half?
it's 11 wins. Yeah, I mean that's about
Okay.
right, man. I mean that's what it should be.
Yeah, I agree. There's no reason this team should lose.
Now I'll
Unless they
say,
literally don't get on the bus. I mean,
I'll say this too. They got to keep Fields healthy because the quarterback room. I don't know exactly how many guys they brought in this recruiting class, but if he went down last year, I mean that would have been bad because I know they had a bunch of quarterbacks transfer out and stuff, but as long as he stays healthy, they do have a week 2 game against at Oregon, but that game I think they should win it. still. But what did you know that, Bells? They played Oregon week 2.
Yes, I did know that. I don't care. Is the thing.
Yeah, I agree. They should beat everybody. I agree with you
Yeah, they
100% though,
should.
man. They should.
And I'm not saying they're going to necessarily cakewalk through Oregon. I don't see Oregon beating them. I don't know how else to say it.
I agree. I mean, that'd be. I think they'll win that just because this Fields is phenomenal, man. He should win the Heisman Trophy. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. Let's move on. We got see what team we have next. We have the Penn State. Penn State up next. And let's check out Penn State. They went 11-2 last year. I mean, they have 14 returning starters, 9 on offense, 5 on defense. I'll tell you what, man. James Franklin, he likes running up the store on some teams, man. I actually liked him for that, man. Cause I always that's why I'm a betting man. So I always like when he runs the store up, gets the spreads out of the way. But he lost his quarterback, Sean Clifford, and running back Journey Brown. Oh, actually, no, they bring back Sean Clifford.
Yeah, they
My
brought
fault.
back Sean Clifford. Yeah, I was confused. I was kind of processing that when you said that. I was like, no, Sean Clifford will be there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
Sean
bad.
Clifford's back.
I messed up on my notes there. Yeah, they bring back Sean Clifford and Journey Brown, and they have a very good offensive line. And Michael Minute and Will Fries. But the defense, you got to get the defense field. I mean, you don't have young guys there. But here's the thing: I think their schedule's like kind of backloaded a little bit, and you can get those guys in there, and maybe have them up to par when you play an Ohio State or Michigan. But we'll see what happens. What's your thoughts, Bows?
Yeah, I'm excited to see linebacker Mika Parsons come back on that defense that only returns 5 starters. But I think a big key to this team is going to be new offensive play caller Kirk Saracoka, and see how he can run everything under Sean Clifford with Journey Brown and that good offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It, I think there's 3 teams. I think the Big Ten is going to be a 3-team race. I got Ohio State as the A team, and then a couple spaces down, I got Penn State, and then space or 2 down. So then I got Michigan, but I fully expect Ohio State to win this conference. But if Penn State or Michigan were to win it, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Well, I'll say this too. Can you name the team that has the second best odds in the Big Ten?
Penn State.
No, sir. You're
Who's that?
forgetting about the Badgers.
No, I'm not forgetting about the Badgers. I'm just smarter than Vegas is.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. Bows.
Time will tell.
Now we'll go into this Penn State football schedule, and I'll tell you this, man. There's no way in hell Penn State's beating them week 1. So that's 1-0.
Yeah, that's correct.
Then they got to go to Blacksburg. You know what the Sunday play before kickoff is, Bows.
Oh yeah, I understand, man.
Yes, sir. And they're gonna be, if there is fans in that stadium, they're gonna be going crazy. You got to remember, even that Ohio State team from 2014 went in there, and let's just say they were the best team that year. They ended up winning the national championship, but they still couldn't beat a 7-6 Virginia Tech team that year. So, does Penn State beat this Virginia Tech team?
Yes, they do. Handily.
2-0 going into San Jose State. Well, they got San Jose State at home. That's a win right there. 3-0. 4-0 against Northwestern. No way Northwestern gets them, right? Pat Fitzgerald.
No.
So 5-0. Got to go to the big house before a bye week. What happens, Bows?
Man, I think I've done this a few times already in this video, but I'm definitely not going to do it here. Give me Harbaugh to finally win a big game in Michigan, right?
It's at the big house, man. He's got to win this one.
Yeah.
5-1 going into a bye week. You got Iowa.
Yeah, they're gonna beat Iowa.
6-1. You got Ohio State up next after Iowa.
Ooh, yeah, they're gonna lose to Ohio State Buckeyes.
I'll say this, man. I'm picking Ohio State, man. But these games, it's literally whoever I don't like. If I do Ohio State, the opposite happens, man. I remember a couple years ago, I had this is the last end of my bet, and I had Ohio State, and it ended up it was that year they blocked that field goal and took it all the way back.
Ooh, that was
16.
2016. I was in Columbus that night.
Well, I'll tell you this though, Ohio State had the last laugh. Penn State ended up winning the conference after they beat them, and Ohio State went to the playoff though. So
yeah, they did.
So 6-2 after Ohio State. You got at Indiana. No way Indiana beats them. Indiana might play them close after they play Ohio State, but 7-2. There's no reason they shouldn't be 7-2 going into at Nebraska.
Correct.
And 7-2 turns into 8-2 in my opinion. I think they beat Nebraska.
Yep.
Then they got Michigan State. Should be 9-2 after Michigan State. Then you got Maryland in the season. Oh, well, yeah, Maryland the second to last game of the season. 9-2. Should be 10-2. They should beat Maryland. But it would not surprise me if Maryland gives them a run for their money. Coach Locke?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think Maryland gives them a run for their money?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. So 9-2. Then you got Rutgers. They beat
Rutgers.
So 10-2. What do you want to take a guess at the over under for this one?
Yeah, I'll say it's probably what 9.5.
Hey, you're on the money there, 9.5.
Was it really 9.5? Oh, and we said 10, right? Did we say 10?
Yeah, I think that's an easy over, man. Cause Michigan.
Yeah, they could beat Michigan. They could beat Michigan too. Yeah.
And hey, they might get Ohio State, man. Those games always been close. Ohio State should win, the more talented team, but more talented team always doesn't win though. Just depends where you get them at.
Right. Yep. Let's do it. I agree.
All right. Let's move on. We got your favorite team next, the Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue. I'll say this. I mean, they went 4-8 last year, but the positive side of that is they got a bunch of people with a lot of experience. They bring back 9 offensive starters, 8 on defense. They get the Rondell Moore back, the first true freshman All-American in Big Ten history. He was he was in 2018. He was pretty good. You get Jeff Brum and David Bell back. The two, they're pretty good in the passing game. You got Big Ten tight end of the year. Lost him though, Bryce Hopkins. He's gone, but I expect Boilermakers to be a more improved team this year. What's your thoughts, Bowse?
Yeah, I'm big on Rondell Moore. I think the guy's a freaking playmaker. I'd like to see him keep improving, and hopefully, he definitely make that step to the next level. Kid's exciting to watch for sure. I think the biggest thing with this Purdue team is let's see how Bob Diaco comes in as the new defensive coordinator for this team and takes over a squad that gave up over 30 points a game last year. And let's see what Bob Diaco can do with them. They can score. They got big play receivers. They got big play talent. But let's see if they can stop somebody.
Definitely. Having said that, let's take a look at their schedule. Man, Purdue opens with at Nebraska.
Ooh, yeah, I got Nebraska.
Definitely Nebraska. Then, this is a tough out-of-conference game. They played Memphis at home.
Ooh. Give me Memphis right there. I'm a sucker for Memphis.
So
For
0 and
Memphis.
2 going into playing Air Force. Gotta go against the option.
Ooh, you know what though? Give me Purdue in that one. I think they find their way back.
1 and 2 after Air Force, and you got to play at Boston College.
Ooh, yeah. Give me the dub right there for Purdue.
Ooh, that's interesting. So 2 and 2. They bounce back after an 0 and 2 start. Then they have a bye week. They play Rutgers. 2 and 2 going into Rutgers.
Yeah, I got Purdue right there.
I have to agree. I don't think I'll ever pick Rutgers, but 3 and 2 going into Illinois. Who you got?
Ooh, I got Lovey Smith,
3
Illinois,
and 3 going into at Michigan.
Michigan.
3 and 4 going in playing Northwestern at home.
Yeah, give me Purdue against Northwest. Ooh, you know, it's so hard. Sometimes it's so hard doing these because when you're talking about a specific team, you start thinking of all the good things that team can do. Whereas when we're talking about the other teams, we think about all the great things they can do. You know, we don't. In my mind, I don't really counteract those well. So that's why sometimes you'll hear me pick different teams when we're talking about the different teams. And I did remember though. Who was this again? This was Purdue
Northwestern.
against. Yeah, I believe we went. I believe we went Pat Fitzgerald earlier, and I'm gonna stick with Pat Fitzgerald right now.
3 and 5 going into at Minnesota. No reason the boats
Loss.
aren't rolling. 3 and 6. At at home against Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Hell, I don't care where the game's being played at. Wisconsin's getting that dub even if they're playing on the damn moon. 3 and 6. Going into that'd be 3 and 7. 3 and 7. My fault. Going into Iowa.
You know what? Give me Purdue over Iowa.
4 and 7. At Indiana.
Ooh, big game right there. Give me Purdue with the upset, the win in the rivalry game.
5 and
Rivalry.
7. All right, what do you think the over under is for Purdue?
Probably 4. 4. I'll say 4.
5 wins.
Son of a. I almost said 5. I almost said 5, and I said there's no way that we just went because I thought the last segment we went
You give them that win
direct
at
on
the
it
end.
again, but I did give him that win at the end. Damn.
So
Yeah,
over
give
under.
me. So it's 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me the under. I hate to say it.
Yeah, under. That's a 50-50 game to end the season too. You got to go under in that situation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, here's your favorite football team to bet on, Bauer. The Rutgers. Rutgers Starlet Knights. You know what can I say? This team, pretty much, they're. I mean, I think they're, they're getting somewhat improvement. You know, they're not getting beat by like 60 like they were a couple years ago.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, Mark, I'm gonna try to make this easy on myself. I think they're in the middle of a big. They got a lot going on there, right? I mean, they don't look like a Big Ten team. I don't think they'll win a Big Ten game this year.
Well, I'll say this though, they do bring back 9 on offense, 8 on defense. They got the guy from Ohio State, Chiano, as their head coach.
Greg Schiano.
Yeah, he's trying to turn it around, man. But how much can you turn around the program of Rutgers? I mean, they're born losers. Well, not born losers. I mean, they're a program of losers. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, when you get beat by, I mean, here's the thing though. They made these games respectable against most of these opponents. They're not getting beat by 60, 70 points like they were a couple years ago. But I mean, you just can't recruit the same type of talent as an Ohio State or all these teams at this. So it's just about evaluating the talent that's not recruited, and hopefully you're getting a couple gems here now. But you know, I don't expect much from Rutgers this year. But let's take a look at their schedule.
Yeah.
They play the Monmouth Hawks.
They will beat Monmouth. I hope.
I hope they
Oh,
do
they will.
too.
They will. They will.
I wonder what that spread's gonna be. Because I'd probably be looking at taking Monmouth. But they play Syracuse next. I think you can.
Ooh, give me Syracuse.
I agree. You got 1-1 going in at Temple.
Give me Temple.
That's 1-2 going into at Ohio State.
Oh my God! Listen, we've been talking about rowing the boat earlier with Minnesota. Ohio State might literally jam 2 whole oars up Rutgers' ass when they play.
So 1-3 after Ohio State going into Illinois. I mean,
Oh yeah, Lovie Smith's gonna pound them.
1-4 going into at Purdue.
Yeah, give me the Boilermakers.
1-5 going into Indiana.
Give me the Hoosiers.
1-6 going into Nebraska.
Nebraska.
1-7 going into Maryland.
The Terrapins.
1-8 going into Michigan.
Oh my goodness, Michigan.
One
That
and
would be the
nine.
game Michigan loses if they were undefeated, you know?
That would be crazy. 1-9 going into Michigan State.
Mel Tucker.
1-10 going into Penn State.
Ooh. Ooh, the Nittany Lions.
So 1-11. I'll say this though. I'll tell you what, if Jim Harbaugh loses the Rutgers this year and
Ooh.
beats Ohio State, imagine that. What do you do there?
You restart the program. I don't even know what you do at that point.
But he beat Ohio State though. That'd be crazy. But 1-11 for Rutgers. Let's look at the over under. I mean, what do you think the over under for Rutgers is? I mean, it can't be too high. No.
2.5. And that's
two and
maybe.
a half. It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's hilarious. Wow.
And that's an
So we
under.
said 2. But wait, what did we give them? What did we just give them?
They went 1-11.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm giving the under. Give me the under.
Under on a 2.5. Imagine.
You know what? No, I'm sorry. I know that I just called all those out at 1-11, but I'm gonna go against the grain right here. Of 2.5, Mark. Give me the over. Give me the over.
I just
Give
don't
me
really
the
know
over.
who they can beat on the schedule, man. To be honest, but I'm going under.
That's respectable. I'm not surprised.
I mean, the way I see it, man. The way the product they put on the field the last couple years. Hell, they'd be lucky to win the 2 games there. I mean, heck, they win one more game than what we said. I mean, they still got to win another one. Where's the other win at? But we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, we got the Wisconsin Badgers, and I'll say this: they have the 4th best playoff odds. No, 5th best playoff odds. They have the 2nd best in the Big Ten. I'll say this. They got their quarterback coming back. I mean, here's the thing about Wisconsin. They have 6 offensive starters and 9 defense backs. They're always going to be a strong defensive football team. They always like to lean on their run. I mean, they lose Jonathan Taylor, but they always have stout offensive line. But it just, as far as their quarterback, man, it's just if he can win the games for them. They were up on Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. They let Ohio State come back. I mean, here's the thing. I could see them, if they make it to the Big Ten championship game and play Ohio State, Ohio State's defense is a little, is not what it was. I mean, if they jump out to a big thing on them this year, can Ohio State come back? I mean, that's the thing, man. But can they get back there? I don't think. I mean, I picked Minnesota, so we'll see. We'll just see what happens. But I do not think they get back to the Big Ten championship game. What say you, Bows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being such a hater right now on Wisconsin. I don't know, man. I'm being a hater right now. I just don't think they're going to be as good as everybody thinks they are. Yeah, they might have a solid defense. What are they going to do on offense? They lost Jonathan Taylor. They got Jack Cohen coming back. They lost Quintez Cephas. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't see them having a great season like Vegas thinks. But let's get to the season schedule there, Bama.
All right. I'll say this too about them. They're always a very good coach football team, though. They are
Yeah,
always.
Paul Chryst is good coach.
Hmm.
Good coach.
And they always win their games at the line of scrimmage, though. That's the type of team when you want to bet on a team, you look at the line of scrimmage, and they always are very strong across the line of scrimmage, and that's where they win these games. They try to pound you out, and I mean they're gonna grind you out, and they're gonna try to make you quit. But they open with Indiana on a Friday, September 4th. No, I see no problem with them beating Indiana.
Yeah, they can beat Indiana.
Yeah, they'll just run it down their throat, make them quit. Then you got Southern Illinois
Yeah,
Salukis.
the Salukis. Yeah,
The
they'll beat the
Salukis.
Salukis.
Huh. Imagine telling people you play for the Salukis. Hey, 2-0 going into playing Appalachian State. Does
Oh, they'll
Apple?
beat App State.
That's kind of crazy. They play App State before they play Michigan. I mean, that's kind of interesting there. 3-0 going into at Michigan. Games in Ann Arbor. You remember last year Wisconsin just ran it slap down their throat, and they jumped out to like a quick, I think it was
Oh
24-0
man,
lead.
it was something stupid. I might have been 31-0. I remember watching that game. I was drinking copious amounts of alcohol because I think I bet heavy on Michigan.
It was a
Um,
flat out beatdown though.
yeah, I don't see that game going this way. I got Michigan.
I agree. Then they play at oh they play no they got Notre Dame at home, 4-1. I mean 3-1 going into playing Notre Dame.
Ooh,
Give me Notre Dame, man. Give me
yeah,
Notre Dame in that
absolutely.
game.
Give me the Irish. Yeah, 100%, man. Now, again, I will let everybody on the channel know I am a Notre Dame fan. I am. I'm biased. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a hater on Wisconsin. Who knows? But Tommy Reese calling plays over there, calling the shots. Ian Book, I like it. I think we're gonna have a really damn good offense, damn good defense, and I think we beat Wisconsin.
See, this is where I get in a tough spot, man. 'Cause I have a tough time seeing them losing 3 games in a row. But I mean, they play Minnesota after Notre Dame, man.
Yeah, row the boat.
So
It's very simple.
Wisconsin 3-3. That's interesting. Looking back on it, I mean, I think they'd probably win one of those games somehow. But I mean, I just don't. I'm looking at it now. I mean, I see 3-3. Off week going into at Maryland.
You know what? Give me the Badgers there over Maryland.
Yeah, I agree. They're not going to lose 4 in a row. 4-3, Illinois. 5-3
Yeah,
after Illinois.
yep,
Six at Northwestern. Pat
yep.
Fitzgerald might
Win.
get them, but
Nah,
I'm penciling in as a win. 6-3 at Purdue.
win.
7-3 going in Nebraska. Does Nebraska pull this one off?
No, I think they're going to be that weird team that's slightly above all these lesser teams, but just not near as high as the top tier teams.
8-3. Then you got 8-3 going into at Iowa.
Yeah, I think they beat Iowa.
That's 9-3. What does Vegas say on their over under?
Ooh, we said 9-3.
Yeah, I just
Vegas
don't know.
has them, but if Vegas has them as a playoff team, it's got to be higher than 9, right? It's got to be 10, 10.5.
9.5.
Ooh, okay.
That's about right though.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's a
so we said
slight.
9. Give me the under. Give me the under.
I know we said 9, but I just got a good feeling it's gonna be an over. They're gonna win
Yeah, hey.
some game that we didn't say. I mean, I don't usually go against what I said, but I mean it's gonna be over in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
see
that's a
'em.
bad pick.
All right, having said that, that's all the teams previewed. Okay, Bows, in my Big Ten championship game, I have Minnesota against Ohio State, and I have Ohio State coming out of that. And for the Heisman Trophy, I said I have Fields winning the Heisman Trophy. So, what's your prediction?
Yeah, I also have the same matchup. You had Ohio State, Ohio
Yeah,
State, and Minnesota, rather. And yeah, I got Ohio State walking through it with who could be the Heisman,
Hmm.
who I at least believe will be a Heisman finalist in
Definitely.
yeah, Justin Fields, and yeah, I think they take the Big Ten title
O-
convincingly.
Okay, throwing out Ohio State though, who's your sleeper to win the whole conference?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota for mine.
I like it. I like it.
Okay,
Tanner Morgan's a winner.
definitely, man. And they got a good coach, and I mean, it seems like they have fun in everything they're doing, man. And it's been fun. But here's our Big Ten preview. Anything you want to add, Bows?
No. The only thing I want to add is that I am super freaking excited for college football, and I can't wait for it to get here.
Yes, sir. And we sign off on that.